They don't live in them, they don't rent them, and they don't renovate them for Airbnbs. So why are Gulf billionaires suddenly buying up European castles? From rural France to the forests of Bavaria? This is not a real estate story. It's a story about influence, about legacy, and about power, the old European kind. Welcome to Desert Billionaires. Let's dive in. Imagine a crumbling chateau in the French countryside. No heating, no Wi-Fi, no modern plumbing, and yet it just sold for 18 million euros to a holding company linked to a Gulf royal. He will never set foot in it. His name appears nowhere on the paperwork. And there are no plans for renovations. So why buy it? Because to understand this trend, you have to understand what castles really are. They're not homes, they're signals. To Europe, a castle is history. To Gulf elites, it's a flag. Across France, Switzerland, Austria, and Spain, a quiet acquisition is underway. Not of skyscrapers, not of tech, but of estates. Properties with crests, with ancestral chapels, with hundreds of hectares of land. Some owned by old noble families. Others seized in bankruptcies or inherited by heirs who want out. And Gulf investors are swooping in, often through Luxembourg vehicles or Liechtenstein foundations, not to flip them, but to hold them. According to a 2024 report from Knight Frank, discreet buyers from the Gulf, especially Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar, have acquired more than 137 castles and historic estates in Europe over the past 6 years. Some of these are quietly maintained by local caretakers, others are left in disrepair, but none are listed on Airbnb, none are marketed, and none are accessible, because this is not hospitality, it's diplomacy. Sources close to one Gulf family revealed that their European holdings, including 4 castles in France and 2 in northern Italy, serve as soft landing pads in case of political instability, private helipads. Underground wine cellars retrofitted into bunkers, satellite-linked command rooms disguised inside stables. They're not investing in castles, they're investing in escape hatches. But there's more to it. For certain royal families, castles provide more than security. They provide narrative leverage. In today's world of soft power, owning a historic European estate means more than prestige. It means access. It opens doors in elite philanthropic circles. It grants visibility in old aristocratic networks. And it allows these families to play on a chessboard far beyond oil and sovereign wealth. In France, one prince quietly financed the restoration of a 14th century abbey, and now sits on the board of a heritage trust alongside former European ministers. In Spain, a Gulf princess converted part of her estate into a research institute and now co-hosts symposiums with EU-funded organizations. These castles become staging grounds for diplomacy, for culture, for influence. Some go even further. According to leaked documents from a Geneva-based family office, one Gulf family is exploring legal pathways to restore noble titles through property ownership and services rendered to cultural heritage. Imagine that, a prince from the desert becoming a Count of Provence or a Duke in Castilla. It sounds absurd, but in a world where legacy equals leverage, these symbolic moves matter. But there's one more layer, and it's darker. Some of these castles, particularly in Eastern Europe, sit atop critical land corridors, old rail lines, natural resource basins, water access points. In Hungary and Romania, Gulf-linked entities are purchasing land through shell companies, then quietly building data centers, solar hubs, or private security compounds. The castles? Just the surface. Beneath them? Infrastructure and control. So, why are Gulf billionaires buying castles in Europe and not living in them? Because they don't need to live in them. They need what they represent: political protection, cultural clout, legacy engineering, and long-term sovereignty. Outside the borders of their own nations, the oil may flow from the Gulf, but the prestige still lives in Europe's stones. This is Desert Billionaires. Hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories of power, wealth, and influence. See you in the next episode.